Hey now, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I just got done watching Arrow Season 4, Episode 5, entitled Haunted. And this was an episode that I was very much looking forward to for quite some time, for obvious reasons. I know it got leaked online a few days ago, and that sucks. I was tempted, I can't lie, but I didn't want to watch it early. I didn't want to watch a leaked version of it. I wanted to watch it on TV when it aired. So let's talk about this. At the very beginning of the episode, we see that Sarah is loose and she's killing people. And at first it looks like she's just kind of randomly attacking people. She attacks these muggers on the street, kills them viciously, stabbing one guy. And then she goes after the girl who they were about to mug. And at first I thought the girl looked a lot like Thea. In fact, I even thought for a second it was her when she first walked out of the building. And that was by design, clearly, when you find out later on. Oliver, he has a new sort of campaign manager that Thea hired. And the first bit of advice that he gives Oliver is to distance himself from Laurel because of their past and because of what that might mean for the campaign, all of which makes sense. And I've been wondering almost more recently what his relationship with Laurel is going to be like from this point forward, even after when Thea accidentally slipped out asking why Felicity wasn't wearing the ring. And then Laurel was very curious, like, wait, what were you thinking that Felicity should have been wearing? Like, I want to know what Laurel would think of them getting married, if it would bother her, or if she is indeed over it. Either way, though, we come to the point where Oliver does see Sarah alive, and he's shocked. And then he immediately goes right to Laurel and says, what's going on? And I loved how they didn't even tell him the details. He figured it out. He knew the spa thing was an act. He knew they had to have gone to the Lazarus Pit and Nana Parbat. I know that for many seasons he was lying to them, all of them, about his secret identity, about various things. So maybe you could say that them lying to him about this is justified, but I don't think one is okay for the other. I don't think that they shouldn't have told Oliver about this, because if you really think about it, his reaction wasn't all that bad. He wasn't as mad as I thought he would be. He seemed to understand at least why they did what they did, why they lied about it. I guess he was just a little bit upset or disappointed. Sarah goes after Thea, and you realize that, no, this isn't random attacks. She's going after Thea specifically. And it's because Thea was the one who killed her. I thought that was fascinating, seeing that, because I instantly forgot about the whole bloodlust towards the person who killed you if you come out of the pit. I thought maybe it was just, you know, even though Sarah, this isn't really her soul and whatnot, that maybe there was a part of her that remembers Thea killing her, so that's why she's going after her. I found it very funny, interesting, that when Thea was willing to give herself up as bait and Oliver was against it, she said, well, luckily you're not in charge anymore. Diggle is. And I thought, wow, yeah, so wait, Oliver isn't calling the shots, Diggle is? Huh. I want to see a little bit more of that. In fact, it was interesting to see Diggle off with Lance doing their own thing, investigating his brother and Hive and the file, and just still Diggle having his own side story going on, and the way how it ends with him finding out that his brother wasn't as much of a good guy as we thought, that he was out there in Afghanistan doing all of these various crimes, and that's why Hive had him killed. So I don't know if this ends Diggle's road, because this was a big part of Diggle's story. A big part of his goal was to not only go after the person who killed his brother, but find out why and stop Hive. I don't know. There has to be more to the story. That can't be just it. before I get to what we want to talk about, the flashbacks. You know what? I haven't been all too interested by the flashbacks, to be honest. This season so far, the flashbacks haven't really done a whole lot for me. I don't really understand the timeline of everything. Why is Oliver's hair short now? I don't. It's almost like there was no clear plan for the 5 years on the island. They're kind of just going along. But when I saw that Constantine was on the island and that's where Oliver met him, I thought it was great. I loved it. Having that be our introduction to Constantine was a great surprise, especially because we knew he was going to be on the show, but we didn't know in flashback form as well. Honestly, if they had split this up to where maybe we got these flashbacks in an earlier episode or a later episode to split up the amount of time that we got to see Constantine, because you want more of this character. I really like Matt Ryan as John Constantine. I mean, it sucks that the show got canceled. It sucks that, you know, this might be the only way we ever get to see him as the character again, but at least they made it happen. That's where we get to the part where Oliver, he calls Constantine, calls him up to return a favor, and he comes in to restore Sarah's soul. And this was very, very interesting. This whole thing where they went to like an alternate world or dimension, or was it inside of Sarah's mind? I don't know. I'm very confused by it. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea like what exactly was going on. But it was worth it to see Constantine fight some League of Assassin guys. That was awesome. Just his one-liners, he had so much charisma. You have to like watching this character. But they do end up saving Sarah. You know, they get her out of that version of the pit. She wakes up, and I guess she's fine now. It was worth it to see Lance back with his 2 daughters, both of them alive and well, and it's like, well, the Lances are happy again, at least for now. We get, at the end of the episode, Felicity, courtesy of Curtis, is that his name? They decipher one of the messages from Ray Palmer, and they find out that he's still alive. Something that we already knew, sure, but when you see the preview for next week's episode, and you see that, yes, he is indeed shrunk, and he is being held captive by Damien Dark, what? I have to admit that I thought that was a little silly and goofy. I don't know how that's going to come off. I don't know. But either way, though, I loved tonight's episode. I loved it. I loved it. If we can get more like this, the fact that the show is going so out there. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of tonight's episode? Did you like it as much as I did? Like, comment, subscribe. Later!